Show, Peter G Show, Peter G Show, Peter G Show. Divorced dad, single dad, divorced dad, single dad. Peter G Show.
Oh, here we are again, folks. Sunday night, Life of Peter G Show. Starting out with Sunday night. The week just blows by like that. But I'm glad to be here, grateful to be here. A lot of stuff going on, as always, with Sunday nights right here on this show. Fires. California, wildfires. Just driving me nuts. Last year, had many problems with it. We weren't doing a live show, though, in the fall last year. I mean, I started doing the pre-show stuff, but it wasn't crucial. But right now, California wildfires, as I'm driving in tonight in an undisclosed location in Burbank, California, a lot on my mind because with the winds picked up again. Last week was a bitch. Fortunately, California's kind of getting it together. These firefighters and the operations and everything, they know that this is serious business. We learned from last year big time, and they're getting people in place. But man, God bless them, because just standing out in the environment when this stuff is going on, and not even in a fire, the winds and the hot winds, I mean, it just feels like, the world's getting ready to explode. But God bless them and for what they're doing, because I can't even imagine all that stuff. But, so I'm in this zone of, yes, it could happen to me, and thank God it hasn't. And this has been going on since last year. We've been so fortunate that things are happening to the left, things are happening to the right, and just luckily and fortunately for the way the winds go, because things can change in an instant, and it has for many people, and I'm sorry for their losses. It could have been worse, but some people do get affected by this, and you just don't realize the power of these firestorms. I mean, where I grew up, we grew up with hurricanes, and it's just, unless you've lived it and you just don't understand it, you go, wow, that looks bad. I had a friend of mine again last week in Texas, and he goes, oh, I saw that fire. They said it's out. It's like, the shit's still burning. They're still putting it out, and it could pick up again and rejuvenate and spread. One little ember, one tiny ember can carry a mile or two away and just start a whole nother shitstorm. Speaking of shitstorms, welcome to the Peter G Show, Life with Peter G. That's what I do. And anyway, so we're here. And I had to put a lot of things on hold again this week because I'm always on standby. I'm like a cat. I don't like earthquakes. I don't like all this stuff. And my hair stands up on my arms. And to me, maybe I'm over, safe. But I'd just rather be over safe than sorry, because people get too relaxed and go, it's not a big deal. And it is a big deal. All right? So stay safe. In Northern California, they're getting bombarded with fire, too. And it's a bitch. But, cross your fingers, stay safe, be vigilant. Don't be an idiot. Getting drunk during fires or hurricane storms, that's all great and dandy until it happens to you. And then they go, wow, never thought it could happen to me. All right? Again, this show could not be going on if it wasn't for my beloved... Where are you? Bolt Energy. Yes, sir. Bolt Energy. Ask for it in stores. Bolt Energy. No preservatives, all right? Enriched with antioxidants and vitamins. Biggest thing for me. Big deal, because you can fool me easily, but I like the taste. Tastes good, people. It's not a big 40 million ounce can. It's just big enough to get you going. But a little bit of this, and this stuff was developed and formulated by formulated. I get people that write in and correct me. It's like, all right, so sue me. But it was formulated by, or the idea was brought up by some friends. Well, they're friends now, my Bolt Energy family. But they're workout fanatics, and they said, I want to make something better than the rest. Because you talk to any people, doctors and this and that, they go, oh, energy drinks, they're not good for you. What the hell is good for you? There's not much that's good for you that tastes good. And so I think this is a better, cleaner energy drink. And again, like the taste. If you're a fancy bartender and you got black lights in your bar and it's all about presentation, you pour this stuff. It has a real nice glow effect, so you can make these fancy drinks that really look cool. And it's a better replacement than even, maybe soda and stuff like that. Okay. So Bolt Energy, ask for it in stores. If they don't have it, go to www.drinkboltenergy. Write to them and ask them, hey, where can I get Bolt Energy? And when you're in the stores, just keep asking for it because, believe me, store owners know that if there's something, supply and demand. If people want it, they will bring it, Ask for it, and it will come. Bolt Energy. Love you guys. I'll pop open a can like I always do, turning the opposite direction away from the gear. As always, fellas. Excuse me while I sip this delicious beverage. Yes, sir. I've made specific instructions with my people. I want it ice cold because, sometimes I pick it up sooner than later or maybe later, and I want it to be nice and cold. I like cold. Cold is just like brisk. Gives you that ooh la la feel. Anyway, tonight, interesting night. All right, hang on. Wow. Tastes good. Don't be a late bloomer. Ask for Bolt Energy. Anyway, where are we? Okay, the fires. Oh, watch party. I say it a million times, and why do I say it a million times? Because it's so friggin' effective. If you give any shit about this show and about us, I want you to start a watch party. I want you to share this show, even during the reruns during the week. You could start a watch party anytime. You could bring up the show. It crosses the path all week long. Hey, cuz. And sorry, I'm reading screens while I'm going. And where was I? Watch party. Watch parties are important because I feel we touch on a lot of subjects and talk about a lot of things that are important, and they're important to you because we share stories, but they're probably way more important to some other people who are living this subject that I happen to be touching on and that need to hear a different experience to say, hey, I'm not alone. It's really important. So starting a watch party is a really big deal. Really big deal. So hit the share button all through anytime if you feel there's a show worthy of, and just share it because it's going to say, hey, so-and-so is watching Life with Peter G, and what are we talking about? We're talking about this, or we're talking about that. And they become fans, and that's how we're building this sucker. And I'm telling you, it's growing. So don't be shy because it's working. I'm hell bent on that whole situation about this, and it's really a good deal. In fact, I don't think I even started a watch party, and I need to. So let me share real quick on my personal page. And where are you? Share, Peter. Come on, Peter. Let's get it together. Okay, I like it. I'm there. And it's a big deal, all right? Tonight, let me tell you a quick story. I've been on this rant. Let me make sure I got all my stuff. I've been on this rant about people bitching about me. It's like, Peter, the stuff you talk about and, this and that. This week, I've had the TV on a lot because of the fires. And, in between the news, they go back to regularly scheduled programming and all that kind of crap. And it's a big deal to me because people bitching about or saying, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I got all these opinions about what I should and should not be doing, which is great. Everybody, is entitled to an opinion. But I'm seeing, I can't believe how many court TV shows are on TV. Everybody airing out their trash and grievances on TV with Judge so-and-so and 3 judges in a row and, hot court and divorce court, paternity court, judge this, judge that. There's a million shows out. So please don't tell me that this stuff is not worthy of talking to. Now, we're not airing out, we're sharing stories. I'm not judging anybody, really. We're just sharing stories with people that, whatever your problem is, whatever your issues are, whatever you want to talk about. Tonight's going to be completely different than what we talk about, okay? But in the past, it's, last week we had a woman who felt she got the short end of the stick in family court. A woman, of all people. Normally the guys are bitching about that. We're just sharing these stories because you're not alone. You know what I mean? It's not just you. Anyway, so don't tell me, again, I thank you and I love you guys and opinions, and I do listen to everything, but I go with my gut. I am who I am, and I'm going to do what I'm going to do. This is about what I love, my happiness. I like doing this, and if you want to be there with me, I'm all in. If you don't want to be there, it's like, no, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but it's all good. And I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and we're going to take this, and we are just keep pushing forward, because every week is a surprise. That's one thing for sure. I've learned one thing. I don't know a damn thing. I'm just going with what I feel I need to be doing, and this is what I'm doing. And obviously it's paying off because you are there. So share it. Watch parties. Do me the favor and watch parties, all right? All right, next. I've been bitching about this for a while. I've been bitching this for a while. I've got people that contact me on LinkedIn and things like that. And believe me, and I contact people as well, because people come to write me little notes and say, hey, I see we share the same, area of expertise or whatever. It's like, first of all, hold it up. I'm no expert. I'm just a guy who kind of knows a few things, good or bad, but I never claim to be an expert. I'm just kind of sharing, all right? And they said, and they go, hey, maybe we can collaborate. Maybe we can do this. I'm starting this business on this or that, and we seem to be in the same field. And you know what? It never left my mind. Many years ago, I heard an interview with Bono from U2, and he said his father, when he was alive, Bob, and I remember Bob, he says his father, Bob, always says, everybody needs a little help. And that always stuck in my mind, because everybody does need a little help. I needed help, and believe me, I'm very thankful coming up in the music industry and in life. But everybody who kind of, like, I reached out to them. I go, dude, help me out. And there's a lot of people that did. People that have come on this show have helped me out, because it's not only shit, but then again, they're helping me and helping you. But I've had a lot of people that, like, they didn't need to do this. They didn't need it. They're so friggin' well off and okay, but they opened up and they did a service because they knew me, and it's important because I asked them if they're gonna, So I did, and I'm very thankful to these people. So anyway. Everybody needs a little help. So people want to start these businesses. So I get them. I say, hey, you want to come on my show? I'll tell you what. I'm going to help you. Like, it's what we do it called paying it forward, right? I'm going to help you. Come on my show. Let's talk about it. Okay, great. When? Well, my show's on Sunday nights at 8:30 Pacific, 10:30 Central, and 11:30 East Coast. And some of these people are Central Time and East Coast. And they're like, I don't know. It's Sunday night, and I got the kids, and this and that. It's like, I get it, but you're trying to promote a business that you started. You want to be successful, and you can't stay up till 10:30 at night and talk on the phone in your friggin' pajamas for 30 minutes and then go to bed. Is it not that important to you? And believe it or not, a lot of people just say, "Oh man, I got a lot on my plate." In fact, I'm going to give an example. There was a girl that had followed me for quite a long time. She was willing to fly here to be on my show when we were filming and doing multi-camera stuff. And she wanted to come here, and she was going to do it on her own dime. Well, I couldn't do it. We were super busy back then. Things were different. And finally, now, I said, you know what? I need to see how she's doing, because she started a business on helping people transition through divorce. That's a tough one. So's my show. Everything I do is like, nothing comes easy. And I called her, and I said, hey, want to check with you, see how you're doing. I know it's been a while. I haven't heard from you, haven't seen anything. What's going on? And she said, well, it wasn't working out. I wasn't making the money I need to make. And it's like, well, no shit. You can't just start a business and just go, well, I'm here. Everybody, that was the thing when I moved to L.A., to be a musician, is like, you get this perspective, like everybody's going to stop what they're doing and, wow, we've been waiting for you. It's like, hell no. It's like, who the fuck are you? And that's what they said to me. I go, well, I'm Peter G. And I'm still Peter G. Right? But that didn't stop me. I just realized I had to get a grip, slap in the face, a little cold water, and go, hey, yes, someday I'm going to have a long talk with that boy. I'm sorry, I'm reading texts. Anyway, so the thing is, the reality check was, I go, hey, okay, listen, I feel bad because you were really cool about keeping up with me. I tell you to call me in 2 months. You called me in 2 months. Even then, I was still backed up. I say, call me in 3 weeks. You called me. Why don't you come on my show via telephone? Let's talk about things. She says, well, I had to stop my business because it just wasn't working out. I didn't have enough, and I was running out of money. And it's like, believe me, I totally get that mindset. And, I had to go into this, I have to do that. I go, okay, but still, are you giving up? She goes, no, I'm going to keep on trying to do it. But, and this is only one example. Believe me, I've had about a half a dozen people tell me the same friggin' story about, like, it's kind of late on Sunday night, and, your show's kind of late, and I got to get up early. It's like, boo-hoo-hoo. Fucking boo-hoo-hoo. If you're trying to promote yourself and there's something important, you'll do it. And it's not like I'm asking for much. I was saying, hey, just stay up, come on my show for 30 minutes on the phone, and then go to bed. You could be in your friggin' underwear. Who cares? They can't see you. Talk about your stuff. I'm here to talk about your stuff. And they still said no. It's like, well, you get what you get. No wonder why you friggin' failed. And I'm just one small example. I don't know. I used to jump at the chance when people would ask me to go in the studio and record with them. And it's like, I did it for free when I was a kid, playing with older people. That was like the ultimate friggin' castle. Still love it. Love recording. I mean, it's the magic. I love it all. I love live. I love it all. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. Entrepreneurship. So lo and behold, I have somebody who we got into a conversation and we just started talking about this stuff. And tonight I'm going to bring somebody online, and we're going to talk about entrepreneurship because he's an entrepreneur, and he realizes that everybody thinks they can just walk in and go, wow, I'm going to do great. And it's not that friggin' simple, okay? It just really isn't. Oh, wow, I'm 2 minutes over. I'm glad you guys are looking out for me. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to call Big Gene up right now. And I had told him I'd call him because that's my problem. I run over. This was just a story that had to be told. And so we're going to do this. Talk about entrepreneurship. Fail.
Hey, Peter.
Gene.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. You're live on Life with Peter G. Hear me?
Hey, how's everything?
Everything's good. I just got through breaking it down, kind of giving you a little bit of intro as to what we're doing and how we're doing and what we're going to talk about tonight, because we're going to use you and your experience as an example of entrepreneurship and how people, can get delusional and just they get all fired up, and then within 6 months they fail and they can't understand why. So you're you're in your own business, correct?
Yes, I am.
All right. So why don't you give us a little rundown of what you're doing now and why?
Well, I'm in the financial services business, and the reason I got into it because I was in the auto industry with you, as you know, with yourself, Peter, and it was like we were building these dreams, but unfortunately, these dreams were not for us. They were for the owners or the top corporate. And so I just felt like, we put all this time into building stuff, and then when they decide to, they either, reduce our commission, change our allocations of funds, or make it a situation where we can never create generational wealth.
Yeah.
And when you're consistently building for other people and not being able to reap the fruits of your labor, you got to say, what is the difference? The difference is that it's time for you to go out and challenge yourself. Now, the difference between people who are, in the employee mentality versus the entrepreneur mentality, it's just the belief in themselves. We've all been blessed with greatness. But the true greatness comes about when somebody is eager to challenge themselves and be able to put themselves out on the line. If you go to work every day, no matter what happens, you guarantee you're going to get a check every 2 weeks if that's your pay cycle.
True.
But when you're an entrepreneur, your cycle comes in when you produce something. And that's what the fear of people have. But the beautiful thing about it, everyone has the talent to do it. They just got to get a little bit uncomfortable. And yes, it's a little bit concerning.
It's a lot.
But in the long run, it's where you are able to build your wealth, live the lifestyle you want, and create generational wealth and leave a legacy. What is it all about if we're not trying to leave legacies? We're supposed to make this world a little bit better than when we came into it. And being able to be an entrepreneur and helping people change their lives, but also giving them the opportunity to be an entrepreneur. And that's what I love about what I'm doing. It's really kind of the core of what my beliefs are. You know, I believe in faith, family, finance, and fitness, however you want to put it into your category. But that's what the belief is, and that's what the belief of the company that I am actually, brokering for. So it's all about giving yourself an opportunity to create your own wealth. And the nice thing about it, everybody doesn't have to jump into this industry that I'm in full time. You can jump into this industry part time and get into this industry part time. You can build yourself up where you're starting to have 6 to 8 months of your personal income put away. So if you decide to get into it full time, you can.
Yeah, but don't you think? Wait, hold on. Don't you think that that's the biggest problem? Everybody just jumps in it all with both feet, with whatever idea or whatever business they think they want to go into on their own. They jump into it, and then they can't hold up after 6 months, and then they fail.
Well, I think it's because they don't have a system, and that's what I say. We have a system for people to succeed, and we have data, and we also have people that you can actually touch, feel, and talk to that have succeeded in it. Most people get an idea, a wind. Okay, a wind. I want to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody wants to jump into it because of the fact that they heard somebody else was successful at it, and not having the data about it. I have historical data on people that have been successful in this business. I can show you, talk to you, introduce you to people who have been successful. And the beautiful thing about this business is we're not saying you come in full time. I'm saying come in part time. But the difference is that most time when people work, and yes, we do work 8, 10, 12 hours a day if you're an employee, maybe,
Yeah.
We believe in the United States, especially in this great country we live in, America, is that when you get finished that job, you should go home and sit in front of that TV and call it a life.
Yeah.
But the reality is that if you look at the third world countries, they usually go in and they're working another 8 hours. And that's where they're starting to come over to our country, and they're actually creating wealth for themselves because they have the hunger.
Yeah, they got the mindset. They were raised on different expectations, and it's like you have 2 jobs. It's and your second job is going to become your life, but you just can't expect to just walk in and go, "Hey, I'm here. Everybody, drop what you're doing," and like I'm the new shit. It doesn't work like that.
Right. No, it doesn't. And like I tell everyone, you join with me. It's just because you join, and there's not someone knocking on the door and say, "Hey, you just got $750,000." But the beautiful thing about it is that you have the ability to earn that.
Dude, look, we had a conversation over a week and a half ago. Like, again, I just thought it was fate because I've been bitching about this for several weeks before we even talked. And I go, wow, it's funny you called because it blows my mind. I've had people that come on this, that write to me on this show that go, "Hey, I think we should collaborate. We're in the same field." And I go, "Great, why don't you come on my show? And I need you at 10:30 at night in the Central Time." And they just say, "It's really late. I got a long." It's like, you can't be in your friggin' pajamas at 10:30 at night. Talk to me for 20 to 30 minutes on the phone to promote your business, and you're going to tell me why, and don't figure out why your business failed.
Right. That's it. It's all about what's convenient for them.
Commitment.
Yeah, commitment and convenience.
Yeah,
and greatness doesn't come with convenience all the time.
No, nobody gives a shit, man. It's like nobody gives a shit about me either. That's what I'm saying. I'm in everybody's face, and I refuse to back down, and we're doing okay. It's not where I want to be yet, but we're doing okay, and that's commitment.
But the beautiful thing is you're setting a path for yourself, and you're out doing it,
or digging a grave, whichever one you want. Whichever one you want to call it.
At least if you dug a grave, you're going to decide how deep the grave is going to be, right?
That's right. Exactly.
So you're controlling it.
I'm
you know
in
what
full
I mean?
Absolutely. And that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so real quick, tell everybody what business you're in, because, again, the world's full of opportunities, but you just happen to be in what?
I'm with a company called World Financial Group. And I'm in the financial services industry. And what we do is that we help individuals, families, and also companies in regards to building life insurance, protection, and investments for the future.
Okay, so it's
insurance. We work with people that's everything, but we work with people that has $50 up to $50 million.
Gotcha.
Because if you're in that top 2%, majority of the time you have so many people talking to you that you can't even hear any in other words. But if you're not in that, if you don't have that $250,000 liquid income, a lot of these big companies don't want to talk to you. This is where I deal with the 98%.
Right.
And I show the 98%. Listen, if I can get you the same amount of return as somebody that has in the top 2%, no matter what your dollar amount is, I'm going to put you in a position to win.
Yeah.
And we use the same concepts but we don't charge you for it.
Well, I mean, see, a lot of people just don't make enough money to do something and think, well, what's my $50 a week going to do going towards something that's going to be worthless? But you're saying, hey, we could take that $50 a week, and believe me, in 20 years from now or 15, whatever, it's going to be worth something.
Yes, definitely. And the other thing is that, if the person is down to $50 a month, and that's all they can do, hey, we'll work with you, but I'm also going to give you an opportunity.
No, I get it. But a lot of people don't think that way, though. They think it's not going to happen. I'm just a working class dog, and that you got to get somebody to open up their minds and going, you know what, you're still somebody, and you can dig yourself out.
Right, because they've been conditioned to believe that they're a working class dog. And one of the biggest things that corporate America has done to us, they've made us believe that our retirement and our pension plans, or whatever it may be, if you have it, is going to be able to make us live the same lifestyle we lived when we were working.
Yeah. Well, depending on the lifestyle, because I don't know if it was my lifestyle, that's not much either. But
the reality is you got 100% of your commission or your income that you can't live off now. So when you retire, hopefully you can get 40% of that.
Yeah, and that's hopefully. And then what do you do? What do you do with $1,000 a month?
Yeah, you can't do anything. No. I mean, it's just crazy what our culture and society has done. But what we're trying to do is offer people an opportunity.
But you stepped out. Wait, hang on. You stepped out a few years ago and said, "Hey, I'm going to leave the almost secure world." And when I mean secure, it's unsecure but secure. You know what I mean? You knew you were showing up. It's a matter of how much you're going to make. And you said, "I'm done with this. I'm tired of making everybody else a bunch of money, working like a dog." And this is the thing why, again, and I'm doing this for most everybody else because I'm a little bit different. The entertainment industry is a different world. The challenge is equally as great, but so you said, I want to step up. I'm sick and friggin' tired of this, and I'm going to start with nothing and start doing something. And you've been doing this for several years now, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and it's working.
It's working
because otherwise I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
Right. I'm a 6-figure earner. I opened my own office,
sign me up.
Yeah, really. I stepped out of my one of my trainings that I have tonight, and this is what I love about my team is we're doing a training. We started off at 3, we'll be done about 11, but they're eager to grow.
You got to put the time in.
You got to put the time in. But at the same time, these people that are in my office, they're averaging somewhere between $4,000 to $5,000 extra income a month, and they're doing it part time.
Extra.
Who's
got extra?
Yeah.
Well, if they could do that. But again, it's the whole thing, and we're going to back it down again. It's about commitment. It's easy to get fired up. It's easy to get all involved because I've been involved in stuff, and I tried my ass off, and timing is everything to some people, and they go, well, you got to get in on the ground floor when it's early. And it's like, I don't know. You tell me. Well,
that's in other industries, it's never going to not be this industry where it's not going to grow. You got to realize is the top 2% are doing financially well. What we're doing is taking their concepts and we're bringing down to the 98%. And people talk about getting in the ground floor. What is the ground floor? And you think about what we're doing is that you got baby boomers like myself, right? I've been put in the situations where I felt the 2008 effects, and also with the economy, and also now, I'm helping out my elderly. And that wasn't put into my business plan because of the fact that, most people don't live as long as they're living now. Yeah. Then you got Generation X, where they're in a situation where they felt the 2008, and now they're looking at it and said they lost so much money, they can't retire. And then you got the millennials who are saying, I'm not going to commit to anything, and they don't have any kind of retirement or investments for themselves. So we help all those different categories. So when we sit down, there's so many people out here that we can help. It's not enough of us. And you know how I can prove that to you?
No.
They dropped the testing down to pass your life and health license down to 60%.
What do you mean?
When you go take your state test, it's only 60% to take it in the state of California. Because there's not enough agents out there to help out what's going on.
Yeah, but how do you get people to see the light and say, like, this can actually work? And in your field, I mean, because, that's the whole thing. It's getting, number one, I believe you got to really love what you do. I'm just a firm believer in that stuff. But it really helps you love what you do when you start seeing a little money come in. And that's how people get discouraged because they're looking for that instantaneous gratification.
And so what I do, I don't pitch them that they're going to come in and make $1 million right off the bat.
Yeah.
Would I love it? Yes, but let's be real.
Yeah.
But so what I talk to them about, let's start building you something where you can see that consistent growth. Okay. And I don't, I prefer when people come in, they get 6 to 8 months of income before they come in full time. But here's a nice thing about it. If I go help you out per se,
Yeah.
and you decide to get a product from me, not only do I get the commission on that, but I get a residual income on that product for a duration of a period of time that is longer than what that be around. As long as you continue paying that. And that's a nice way to have that, yeah, through insurance. And that's a nice way to have passive income.
Sure. Even if you left the business, let's say they leave, do they still get to retain it?
If they leave and they keep their license, they still get the residual and passive income.
Gotcha. Because again, everybody gets excited, and then they realize, like, wow, this takes work. I'd rather be going to bed at 9 o'clock, or I'd rather be watching, TV, and that's where you lose. It's like you got to pick what you want to do. You want to, it's hard.
The hilarious thing is people will complain about how hard it is to be on their own, but then they'll go work for somebody who tells them when they can go to the bathroom, when they can have a break, when they can get in the mornings, when they can go on vacation, and what they can do during the day. And then if they don't like that they didn't bring the coffee hot enough for them, they can give them a pink slip.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty simple.
That's why we have to start changing what people are thinking, because they've been conditionally cultured to believe that's the way the ones that are doing it. And we have to, and it's I feel like it's my duty and my responsibility to tell as many people and give as many people the opportunity to be able to change what their future can be, because we have to start thinking about generational wealth.
Yeah.
Well, what's the difference between us and the top 2%? Is because they created generational wealth, and generations in the past have been able to be successful.
It used to be, and it seems like it's gotten harder. Like everything's changed, and the shift. In the music business, it was residual income. If you were a songwriter, you made money off because you wrote that song. Now you can write songs, record records. Nobody buys music. There's no residual income. It all changed, and the stability of all that. My gripe started with but the basic principle is the same thing. You get all this on Instagram, especially entrepreneurs. You get all these people who think they're somebody, but they're really not. Just because they started something, they go, "Oh, I'm an entrepreneur." It's like, you ain't shit. You're dreaming. It's like, show me the money. And they don't want to put the time in, but they play the game until and then all of a sudden they just disappear. You have the reason we're talking is because most of the people that I talk to are normal people. They're not all entertainment people. In fact, small percentage. And people who are just living life every single day, going to work and doing this, and then I get these people every once in a while. They get this bright idea and they're telling me about it, and they go, "I'm going to start this business." They start the business, and I watch a lot on LinkedIn, especially. I watch a lot of newcomers that come online, and I'm watching after about 6 months, all of a sudden the posts get less and less, and the fire starts dwindling down, and it's like, come on, man. It's like, what were you thinking? It was just you're going to pop on and be somebody. You are bringing to the table something pretty normal for the normal American with a little bit of gusto and a little bit of drive.
Yeah, and the difference between us versus a lot of other companies, we have a system that allows people to win. And if they want to put it in, I call it sweat equity. If they want to put in that sweat, they're going to create a lot of equity, not only for today, but in the future. And that's the difference. A lot of people come up with saying, I'm going to get involved in this, I'm going to get involved in that. But do a little due diligence and find out what you're really getting involved with.
Yeah.
I tell people, if you want to hear more, feel free to call me.
Yeah.
I will sit down with them. Right. You know what I mean? I will show them. And the beautiful thing about it, we can do business throughout the United States. And that includes Puerto Rico. We're also in Canada. And I know we're headed to the Philippines, and we'll be in Mexico real soon. So you're not isolated to a certain area. As much as I enjoy California, but I'm sure I'm going to head back east where I'm originally from.
I get it. Look, let me tell you, everybody seems to be wanting to bail out of here. $4 a gallon. That's all I can say.
There's no more to be said,
That's right. But see, everybody again, they just the dream of everybody wants to be somebody, but you there's no instant gratification. You cannot. Nobody has the patience to build something. They just feel, I tried. When I was moving out here to L.A. when I was a kid, 29, they go, how much time are you going to give it? It's like, how much time am I going to give what? Moving out to L.A. and to try to be somebody. It's like, that was just like the farthest thing to my mind, putting a time limit on it, because my life it isn't about the being or getting rich. It was about being who I am. And if you want to build something, it's like you can't put a time limit on it. If you feel it in your soul, you go for it, period.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Right, but you got to wash out those naysayers, because you're going to have more people telling you can't do something.
Oh, yeah.
And then someone coming up to you and saying, you're doing a great job. Keep moving forward. I know it's tough, but that's the way life is, and you're going to win just as long as you keep going.
Oh,
don't
no, absolutely.
Quit,
people don't like seeing people succeed. And,
no, they don't.
Even your close friends. Like, I got people that are looking at me, they're going, he's up to he's freaking dreaming again. Here he is, Peter, in his little show and this and that. It's like, you know what? I told a friend of mine, very close friend of mine, I'd rather die trying than to never do it at all because it makes me happy. I'm just happy. Right. And that's what we do. But, it takes a lot of work. It
takes a lot of work, but if it's something you believe in, you're going to win at it. Now, the level that you win at it is up to you, but you're going to win at it because of the fact that you're out doing it. You know what I mean? There's so many people that that have all these dreams and all these goals, and they don't do anything. That's why they say the richest place in the world is in the cemetery, because so many people have died with all these dreams and goals and never acted on it. Imagine if these people acted on those dreams and goals. The world would be a different place. Yeah, but we live in this world now that if we step outside the box, we'll feel like someone's criticizing, looking at us. Who cares?
Who cares what anybody thinks? Believe me, I get that every week, and it's like, even again, some closer people to me, it's like, I don't care because you're not living my life. You've already, and I got a lot of friends of mine that I love to death, and I feel like they're in their mid-50s. And they're already closing the door on their life. Like, I'm old now, and this is it. Just waiting to retire. It's like, wow. I'm just blown away because, to me, and I just got through telling another friend of mine because I'm really pissed because I know what they're thinking. And I go, if I get 20 years of this show or a show of anything I'm doing, and I go, I'm happy. And they go, well, 20 years ago, I want to be retired in a few more years. It's like, I don't call this work when I enjoy what the hell I'm doing and getting paid.
That's true.
I mean, I really don't. It's like, I don't want to be bored. I can never be bored, but, you can, to me, this is like it's like the greatest hobby I could ever have.
Right. And the boredom that people are talking about is because they lack belief in themselves. If you believe in yourself, you're not going to allow yourself to get bored.
You have to have a goal. Yeah, you have to have passion towards something you like. And if you're doing, like I said, you're in the insurance thing. If you're out there, and how difficult can it be? I mean, I'm not saying that like it's
Mm-hmm.
easy what you're doing. You have to push, but it's not like you're developing a cure for cancer. You're offering a service to somebody to say, hey, I can take your investment. And getting somebody in the mindset to saying, give me so much money a month or something like that. It's going to cover you and your family and whatever else, or investment, and eventually you'll get a return if you can just put away a little bit of money.
Right.
It's not that hard.
And one of the most hilarious things I hear from people is say, well, I'm covered by my job. I always say to them, what are you going to work until you die? Because once you leave your job, your insurance is not there anymore.
Believe me, I know that.
That's the kind of conversation that people will have with me because of the fact that they live in fear and they've been cultured believe that the company they work for is going to take care of them. I want to scream from a roof and tell everyone they're not going to do it.
Well, that's true, but they think they're going to be at that job, and they've conformed to being like, I'm going to be at this job, and so I get that too. I mean, that's security. Security. See, that's the problem. Everybody like grabbing onto that little bit of security, but it's really not a security. It's kind of like a stronghold. They kind of got you by the nuts, And so who wants to be who wants to be held by the nuts?
Yeah. Well, but just think about anybody that has done some great stuff, Yeah. And they didn't get themselves put in a secure place. They got themselves in an unsecure place and turned it into a great situation.
I know, but
and that's what it is. We have the ability within us. We've all been blessed for whatever your higher power is. That ain't my call. But you've been blessed with the ability to create greatness for whatever your life may be. But you got to do something different besides believing the hype of corporate America.
Believe me, I'm 100% with you on stepping out, but not everybody's got that. I've seen it in musicians, kids I've grown up with, and like we were all going to be musicians, and then all of a sudden they fell into the secure world or got a girlfriend and settled down. And it's like, I get it. Life is full of choices. It's all free will. This word comes into my life a lot, free will. But, to believe in yourself, number one, and to have somebody, if you got somebody that's willing to take you under their wing, such as yourself, and going like, dude, I'm willing to help you because, believe me, I'm not saying I'm some martyr. I'm going to help you because it helps me, but I'm willing to help you. And you're going to learn how to help others. It's like, it's a freaking no-brainer, no?
Yeah. No, you hit it right on the head. You know, it's a two-way street.
That's
You know
me.
what I mean? It's a push and pull.
Hit on the head. That's me.
You know, it's a push and pull. You know, I'm going to pull you up, you're going to push me up.
Yep.
That's what it comes down to.
Believe me.
That's when you talk about creating generational legacy of leadership, and that's what we're all about. You know, if I can teach 3 or 4 people to be leaders in the industry, and they teach 3 or 4 people, and they teach 3. We've created an environment where everybody has an opportunity to win.
You can't do that in most corporations. Most corporations, you know, you get promoted and this and that, but you could be cut in a heartbeat. I don't care if you're making $1.2 million a year. You could be out like there's no tomorrow, you know.
We learned that in our industry, you know what I mean?
Well, I fucking hate it.
As good as we were doing and making good money, they felt like, well, they're making too much money. Let's cut their percentages.
I don't talk about it much, and one day I'm going to write a book, and when I do, it's going to be a good. It's going to be a good read. That's all I can tell you.
That's all. So that really reinforces me to go out and work harder by you cutting my percentage.
No, absolutely.
Just think about it.
Not even percentage, but I mean that's the whole thing. It's all about the shareholders. You know, it's not about you, the pillars, the people who are putting, and they brag about you too. They go like, if it wasn't for you guys, there'd be no business. It's like, yeah. I love the way you tell me about it. You say one thing, shake my hand with a knife in the other.
Right.
I don't know, but okay. So the whole thing is with you, and I can't post it right now, but the name of the whole thing that you're doing right now, and how do we get a hold of you if like again. For what you're doing, because you always call me and say, hey, you know, send me some business or come into my business. Hey, Gene, you know me better now.
Yeah.
Like I'm a lost cause.
You're not a lost cause. You found another love.
Well,
that's all
I've always had this love. It's just when I met you, it's just because I had to switch loves because out of necessity due to divorce and single parenting. And I became a chameleon, you know what I mean? But if you've known me my whole life, it's been the word entertainment in one way, shape, or form has never left me since I was a baby. And, you know, whether you make money at it or not, it's another thing. But the thing is, I'm happy.
That's the key. You know?
Happy, happy's a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
So I have an office in Torrance, but you know, I do business throughout Torrance, California. But I do business throughout the United States.
Yeah.
But you can give them my phone number, which is 818-634-1275.
Yeah.
Contact me. I have business partners all over.
Yeah.
If you're not in my area, we will definitely make sure that if this is something that is interesting to you, that you get the opportunity to see the whole picture, and more than so, that I get the opportunity to win in this business if you want to put some time and commitment into it.
Nope.
Because this business will allow you to build your future versus always worried about if you have enough. You know what I mean? So
yeah. What is all? I mean, how much knowledge and stuff like that is it? You know, I mean, do you have to be a friggin' scholar to do what you do?
And this is what I love about this business. We have people in our company that don't have any education in the industry, don't have any education besides maybe high school, that are become 6 figures, some of them 7 figures. Some talk with a strong accent that you can't even hardly understand what they're saying. But the system that we put in place allows everybody to win. People are winning all over the United States, so it doesn't make a difference what your educational level is, what your height, weight, your accent, your background. It doesn't have anything. That has nothing to do with your ability to be successful. I just look for people who are willing to put some work in and enjoy the benefits that they create.
So desire is a big deal. That's the biggest deal.
Desire is a big deal. Yep.
Yeah. And the name of the business again?
World Financial Group.
And again, insurance and investments?
Insurance and investments.
Life insurance or not car insurance, right?
No car insurance.
Okay,
We can help you out, though.
Well, I'm getting ready to switch. My girl, I love her to death, but she does not return phone calls. I'm really getting pissed off. Hate dropping her, but I'm getting ready to drop her like a hot rock.
So, if I was in the car insurance, I'd pick you up and put you back in the pan again.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So, go ahead. And I'm a broker for companies like Nationwide, Transamerica, Voya, Pacific Life, Mutual Omaha, Lincoln Financial, Theme. We have over 200 different vendors that have actually come to us to say, hey, we want you to distribute our products because we've done such a great job doing it, and we have a system where everybody can win.
Right. Well, see, I mean, again, unless you don't know unless you know. And that's the thing. I can't pop up banners right now because we don't have that ability.
Right.
But I will put it out there. When they go over the show, they'll put all that out there again. But the thing is, unless you came on, and this is just kind of ironic again, because you called me a few weeks ago out of the blue, and then all of a sudden I was bitching about the same damn thing about everybody wanting to be somebody, but nobody wants to put the time in.
Right.
And so it's a combination. I said, hey, you should come into the show. And then this morning when we talked, the whole thing went down. And it's like, and here we are again.
Yeah.
So I look at that as a gift of fate, or a fate of gift, or whatever you want to call it. But the thing is, you're working hard. You haven't shifted gears. You committed to it. You've been in it for several years, and you're still going. So, I mean, most people, because if you weren't going to be in it, believe me, I think you probably would have been out by now.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
It's been, I don't know how many years, three?
Yeah. It's been 4 years.
4 years, yeah, 4 years.
Yeah.
So that's long, because see, I got this bad habit because I'm not a good quitter, and sometimes maybe I should have quit. I used to envy the people that after 3 months of getting into our previous business, and they after 3 months they said, "Screw this, I'm out," as opposed to me, who would just ride it until ride it until the ground. Saying
but a lot of people would say, "Screw this, I'm out," but they don't have a plan for what's the next move.
That is true. They just jump into another shithole.
Yeah, so they go jump into something else, and they're going to lose in that because
exactly.
You gotta and this is one thing that we do. We build you a business plan together, and that business plan is based on what you want to do, not based on what I want you to do.
Because you don't want him to fail. You don't want him to fail because it's going to benefit you. It's
going to benefit me.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's no harm in that, because it's because it's going to benefit him if it benefits you.
Right.
And on and on and on. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to fail if they want to work. And let me show them how to build a business. They'll win.
The last thing you want to do is spend all that time on somebody to quit.
Yeah,
which happens a lot. It's a numbers, and I hate. I'm not into the numbers game too, but it kind of is numbers. I mean, you got to find out. People have to find themselves. Like, do they know who they really are? Do they have it in them? A lot of people might fail, but you get those two golden people.
They can turn your whole business around.
Absolutely.
Like we always say, you're one recruit away from your financial security.
Wow. So how do you normally go about now, besides me today? We're talking about this because of my subject, which happened to all fall into place. But let's say nothing, we're just talking today. How do you normally go about your day to do this?
Basically what I do is I'm at my office at 8:00. And then I meet with a couple of my guys that can't come in the evening between 8 to 10. And usually between 10 to 12, I'm on the phone calling people either from previous appointments that I've had or new people that I've met, or training people how to, read the scripts and use the scripts on the phone. And then usually after 12 o'clock, I'm going out to a center of influence somewhere. I know that I met people to let them know about my business. Early afternoon, I'm doing some recruiting. And then the evenings, I'm out doing appointments, and I'm taking a couple of the trainees that I have that we're going on appointments to show them how to, master the skill of sitting across the kitchen table to help out a family.
So basically, I mean, it's like eat, drink, breathe, sleep this because it's important to you, and you don't mind doing it. It's not like you're digging a ditch.
No.
You're just kind of doing it. There's no set 9 to 5. You're just doing it.
And that's the beautiful thing about it. There's no set. So I don't ask anybody when I'm on vacation. I just came back. I won a company trip to Cabo. And I just came back. I think we were back 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks. We got our company trip to Cabo. I don't ask anybody. And then, I've been with the company for, like I said, 3 years. I've already been on 8 different free trips to, hey, so you make good money, you travel free, and you also be able to build a legacy. And
if you got to go somewhere, you go somewhere, and that's it. I get it, but that was a big deal for me. That's why I had to conform to the norm. I needed the flexibility because I had a little girl that I needed to make sure I could do what but yet I did it in hopes of making money, but I didn't make any money.
And I was there with you. So I heard you tell me, hey, I got to take off early, and I was like, good, but everybody else looking at you like you're crazy, because they're trying to they're trying to have you put your job in front of your family. That's not what it's supposed to be.
No,
you know what I mean? So like I'm going to Boston in November for a week. I couldn't do that at the company we worked at, because we're going into high season. They're going into high season for sales. They'd be like, no, you can't go there.
Yeah.
I don't ask anybody.
High season. I think they're just high.
Yeah.
Seriously, everybody's
it's all changed around. I can tell you that.
Everybody's freaking delusional. This is like, that's a problem, and I don't hold back. I look at. I'm not a good faker. I don't smile fake, and it's like
right.
That's my biggest problem. My ass kissing ability is not that good.
Well, mine isn't. That's why.
Look, we're about out of time. Is there anything you want to say before we go?
Well, I just want to tell to your listeners that if you are looking for an opportunity that will be able to change your life today, tomorrow, and in your future, be open-minded and give me a call. Let me show you what we can do and put you in a position where you can control your destiny, win at your own terms, and build a business for yourself. Because the beautiful thing about this business is something happens to me because my kids are licensed, all that residual and passive income goes to them. What a beautiful legacy I'm already creating.
And nobody's twisting their arm if they just want to even give it a shot because they're looking for something new. You never know what the spark might be.
Right. And I tell everyone, give me 6 months and let me show you how to build a business. If for some reason it doesn't work for you, we shake hands. It's small entry. It's not a big money to entry. We shake hands, and whatever you have on the books, you still keep as long as you keep your license.
That's what I wanted to ask you. No, this isn't those kind of like you got to give me a bunch of money and then I'll get you started.
No,
right? It's just your time. It's your time, right?
It's just your time
and commitment.
And the money that you're going to be giving is going to the state of whatever state you're in because you got to get your license. And
okay, just a couple of things, right?
Yeah, they have a
because it's legit.
Pre-course. Yeah,
it's legit. It's not some friggin' Ponzi scam.
Oh no! This is state license all over.
I got you.
The companies I told you we represent. Yeah. They would. Why would they ever not want to? Have us have them do business with them if we were doing something wrong? No. We've got to be licensed within the states that we're in, right. And also we have continuous education, and it's online.
Right.
So we show them how to win.
All right. Well, you've said it here. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Gene Mewborn, friend of mine, and coincidence that we had come across this whole deal, but then I said, you know what, we really should talk about this, and he's got something to offer, as many do, but there's so many avenues you can turn to, but I just felt that this was a courtesy call, a PSA, so to speak, and you know what, I said, you tell me what you're doing, because everybody's looking for something,
Right. Mm-hmm.
But you got to put the time in. You just can't just say, "Well, I tried."
Yeah. Well, if you say you tried with me and I showed you the ropes, you really didn't put it in, because I've taken some people who really didn't believe in themselves that are actually in the position where, like I said, they're making an extra $4 or $5 grand a month while they're working.
Right.
Yeah,
don't expect to walk in and go and leave your whole past behind, and life is going to change overnight. There's no such thing as overnight. Even all the artists and people. Then I had a conversation with a woman a few weeks ago, and she said nothing's overnight, and it's the truth. But you only think when you see me or this and that like it was overnight, but you didn't see the other 8 years behind that.
Right.
That's.
Like I say, they don't see what you're doing when the lights are off.
No, exactly, and that's a lot. And everybody's got a story. I mean, it wasn't that simple. Right now, it's not that simple, and it's like years and years. When my daughter was in kindergarten, I started this whole thing. She's in 8th grade now.
Right,
that's 8 years, 9 years almost. 9 years, 9 years of thinking about it, talking about it, trying to do it, finally doing it. Backing it down, redoing it, and here we still are, and the struggle is real, but I'm still here.
You're still here, and the beautiful thing about it is you're convicted. You're convicted about what you're doing.
Awesome.
So you're in a position that nobody is ever going to change who you are and what you are doing.
It's too late for that shit.
Yeah, really. That time has passed. Huh?
No, it's like like I said, I'll either do what I'm doing or die trying. It's one or the other. Right. It's like when I find the right person that says yes, and they take us to a different level, we go to a different level. But I'm totally fine with what we're doing, because and I always make this joke, and God bless it, we're having a talk with my producers right now. 6 months ago, I said I'll do this. Well, it's 4 years ago, I said when I left, I had that partner that you saw. It was the Jim and Peter show, and that's and I go, I'll do this show without him because it just wasn't working in my mind. I said, I'll do it if I have to have a friggin' sock puppet. And I was making a joke, and I said, I put a sock on my hand. And I drew the lips around the thumb and I was looking at it, going, I'll do it. I said, I swear on my mother. And and I did it. So and I did the show on my own. But now it's like I'll do the show if I have to have friggin' GTV. We're talking about GTV right now. And you know what I mean? All my jokes turn into reality. So whether it's successful or not, to me, I'm happy. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know,
success is going to come.
Yeah. Well, define success. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm happy.
That's it.
It's like it's not about having $1 million, but it does help. But it does help. But the thing is, I don't care about being rich. I just want to be comfortable and doing what I'm doing because I feel I'm not only helping, making myself happy, but I think I'm providing a service that people can relate to.
Right.
You know, and the jokes are free.
Yeah, that's it. That's why we tune in. Yeah,
that's right. All right, listen. I truly appreciate, like I said, I don't think things happen, randomly. I truly believe lately, in fact, the past 10 years of my life, shit happens for a reason. So, and you're happening right now for a reason. So, Gene Mewborn, I'm going to post, and when we do this, I'll make them go through it and get your business name and put that all out there with your phone number if I have your permission.
Please do.
Okay, and again. And we'll just we weren't really here to promote the business. We were here to talk about life struggles and making things happen. But the thing is, that's the least I feel I can do to help you, help me, and all of the above, and help people because you never know who's out there looking for something.
Right. And I'm here to help people, show them a different direction.
That's what I figured.
And I appreciate you putting me out there, Peter, because of the fact that your followings, I believe that they're going to jump on board and give me another opportunity to show them something along with showing you how successful they can be because they've followed you for a long period of time. So I truly appreciate the opportunity and looking forward to doing it again sometime.
And we can. And that's the beauty of it. Until somebody really gets a grip on me and tells me what I can and cannot do. Right now, I do what I want. I mean, Bolt Energy, God bless them, they're still okay with me. It's like there's been some shows that I was wondering after we got off the air whether I was still going to have a sponsor or not, but because some shit's gone really out of control. Because this is the whole thing about this. There's no control on it. There's no filters. Whatever happens. But so far so good. They're still there. So we're good.
That's great. Yeah, that sounds good.
I'm thankful. Believe me, I get up every day. As long as I wake up, I'm good.
Yeah, I know. You're doing a great job, brother. I appreciate it.
All right, listen, we'll be in touch, and and we'll figure this whole thing out. But again, I appreciate you opening up and just kind of talking about the world of reality and trying to be something other than a slave to the grind.
There you go, man. I appreciate it. And once again, thanks again for letting me be on your show.
Yep.
All right.
I love you.
Okay.
See you later.
Thanks. Love you too, brother. Take care. Bye.
There you have it. Big Gene Mewborn. Somebody I've known who out of the blue came into calling me up not too long ago. And it just regenerated. It's like life. It's just funny the circles that things go on. And he called me out of the blue and we just got to talking about stuff. And I've been on this rant about people starting their own stuff because I've been getting bombarded lately with people writing to me telling me how they got this new thing going and they thought that we could collaborate. And I go, hey, what do you want to do? And they go, well, maybe we can, work together. And I was like, I work alone. But I will have you on my show. And they go, hey, that's great. And I go, great. Okay, when do you want to come on? I'll give you these dates. And the thing is, where are you located at? And they're like East Coast or Canada or Texas or, Pennsylvania or whatever. And it's late on a Sunday night. I get it. But if it's your business and you're really wanting to be something and you're wanting to talk about something to get something off your chest or whatever, a gripe or all these people. I get so many people that told me they want to talk and they go, it's really late at night and I got to go to bed. And it's like, well, then it's not that important, is it? But you'll bitch about it on Facebook, but you won't really say anything, but you'll bitch. Let me tell you something. Okay, there's another. Sorry. I'm getting on a rant. I'm getting on my rants. this week especially, so many people asking for prayers about stuff that they don't want to talk about. I just need some prayers. We all need some prayers. I need prayers every day. I give prayers every day. You got stuff going on in your life. It's like, take a friggin' number. We all do. Who's dying? You're losing your parents. Your kids are sick. You're sick. And I feel for you. I do. That's why I do this show. Talk to me about it. We're here to bring it up. And there's a reason why we're here to bring it up. There's no embarrassment. It's a share. To go, you know what? That person that won't talk, you're brave enough to come on and talk because somebody needs to. Not just me, Big Mouth Peter. You need to talk about this stuff. Breast cancer, life, whatever. It's like the problem is that we need to talk about this stuff. Nobody talks about it. And then you got these court shows where I'm just so pissed off. I'm telling you, this week, I don't know how I caught so many court shows. There's got to be 15 to 20 different court shows on TV, on like national TV, regular TV, not the deep, dark, obscure channels. There's a gazillion channels out there, and all these court shows, and somebody is funding to bring out all this bullshit about who didn't get paid, and I did a service for this person and he didn't pay me, and we got 3 so-called judges / lawyers, whatever. It's bullshit. Let's talk about real life. Let's talk about things that you just share stories. We just need to talk about it to let somebody who's really super, super shy understand that it's not just you, okay? As always, I'm out of time. An hour went by. I appreciate Big Gene Mewborn coming on and just sharing about like his. Because believe me, this guy was nobody different. He was a guy who had a job and decided to go off and do something that was like a residual income kind of thing. There's many type programs and businesses like that, and there's many type successful people like that. Okay, and there's many people who tried and say I tried and I didn't do it. No big deal. But the bottom line is he was kind enough to come on and talk about what's going on with him in it for 4 years, and he's hanging in there. And believe me, Big Gene drives a Mercedes S-Class. Now, he's 6'20". He's a big man, But the thing is, you can be a big man and have no money and you're driving a Honda Civic, okay? And that doesn't mean he's successful, but he drives a good car. He drives and he leads his life in a good life because he knows he needs these things. He has a family. He's got kids, daughter that's in. I don't even know if she's in college by now. She's done with college by now. Mine's going to be starting before you know it. But the bottom line is he knows he needs to make a living. He needs to do something, and he gets to do it on his terms. That's a big deal. Being able to do things on your terms. Everybody wants to have that control. And in the beginning, you feel like you got it, and then all of a sudden, life starts choking you out, and then you realize, oh, I gotta get a job, and you know what? You might fail and have to get a job and work on the side. It's a side hustle. It's all about the side hustle. It's like, so what? You got a job. Doesn't mean you give up on what your dream is. You just keep working at it. You get off your job and you work until you go to bed. Hi, my name is Peter. I work and work and work. I have no regrets. This stuff, not backing down. Love it. Feel there's a reason for it. It's not about the money. Money's good, but I love it. It's who I am. So if you got something in your DNA to be somebody, you got to break out and be somebody. And don't over bullshit yourself either, okay? Let's be practical. Not practical. Dreaming is good, because I'm a dreamer. I definitely am a dreamer. It's funny, I picked up my daughter the other day, and she goes, Dad, you mind if so-and-so gets a ride? She had to, for extra points, she had to go do something at a different school. And she gained, I don't know, points or whatever, because she's on some committee, blah, blah, blah. And this little girl gets in the back, and they're not little, they're 13 or whatever. She goes, hi, Mr. Gisellas, and she was very cool. I thought she was kissing my ass like there's no tomorrow, but my daughter says, no, that's just how she is. She's very outgoing. And it's just ironic because, she wanted to know what I do, and my daughter on the sidelines just looks at me like, oh, Dad, and a stupid little show. But when her girlfriend's around, it's like, my dad does a show. She's all like hyper active and like proud of it. So my job is, because this is what I do, is I am proud of it, but it's also because I've been doing this and digging in to be different, to be I'm not great. I don't want to say I'm better than anybody else. I'm just different. And I believe in what I do. That's it. I love you guys. All right? Till next week. Peter G. Show. Ran overtime as always. Not too bad, though. But until we got more people putting it together and figuring it out, I'll do what I want. All right? Love you guys. We'll talk to you next week. We got these fires, and praying for all the people in the Southern California area that we all scave it safely. And hopefully everything will be all right, and we'll be right back here, same G time, same G channel. I'm going to start GTV. Get ready to have some meetings. Starts out as a joke, and jokes turn into reality, such as Star Trek. Everything you see in the future, movies, is all turned into reality. It's crazy, right? Crazy good. All right, love you guys. Let's talk next week. Let me know what you think. Don't forget the reruns during the week. Start a watch party. It's never too late to share the story. All right, share the story. Tell me what you think, and let's just keep it moving. And life goes on, but I'm proud of it. And so long as I'm still waking up every day, I'm right here. All right, love you guys. Peace out. See you later.
Peter G. Show, Peter G. Show, Peter G. Show, Peter G. Show. Divorced dad, single dad, divorced dad, single dad. Peter G. Show.